Usually when you walk into a library, one of the signs you will see, or at least the sign that you used to see, was silence is golden. Unfortunately, it seems Jada Pinkett Smith did not read that sign whenever she entered a library. Because usually when you enter a library, it's supposed to be quiet. And unfortunately, she has a problem with doing just that. Now, for the last couple of weeks, all that's been in the news as far as entertainment goes it's been other things, but this right here has taken the cake. Like, it's literally taken the world by storm. And that's the whole incident with Chris Rock and Will Smith. And, for a minute, Jada really wasn't saying much of anything. She was like saying little things here and there, but she wasn't saying a lot. Until today, on March 5th, 2022, when she came out and said the one thing that she should not have said. And I said that she should have kept this to herself. If she felt compelled to say it, she just said, looked inside of her own brain and went with her I guess her brain muscle, her heart, or whatever it was that's telling her not to do it, and not say what she said. And basically, what she came out and said is that she wishes that Will Smith did not slap Chris Rock and that he did overreact. At one point, it was just seen as a report that she reportedly said, but now there's actual articles from reliable sources that are popping up saying that that's what she said. That was one of the worst things that she could have did, because now it's going to make people pile on even harder. I mean, they've already been piling on before, but now they're going to go in even more. It's going to now be a complete and utter onslaught. And now you see what's going on with Will Smith. They putting a halt on pretty much any project that he has about to, or that was supposed to be coming up. Now with this, that's even more ammunition for them. But also, what some people don't realize is not only will Will Smith get piled on, but this is going to be a piling on black women. They've been trying and have been going after black women for a while for little antics here and there. But now it's going to be a thing of, well, the claim was that Will Smith was defending your honor, but now you're saying that he overreacted and wished that he hadn't done it. But you didn't exactly, as far as we know, stop him from going up there to hit Chris Rock. And you look like you are presented yourself to look upset by what he said. And Will Smith thought he was defending your honor. And now it looks like it's not that. And by her saying this, it's almost making it seem like she's shifting all of that onto him as a way of saying he didn't go up there to defend my honor. He did that because he was trying to boost his own ego. Now, Harvey has talked about on his channel plenty of times since this whole thing happened that Chris Rock has been talking ish about Jada for the last few years. And as a matter of fact, from what I've heard and gathered, it actually extends back further than 2016. That's just the more recent one opposed to what happened this year. But I think someone had said that they pulled up a compilation or something where Chris Rock has been talking about Jada for years, even back in the 90s when Will Smith and I think her were probably just in the dating phase or right around the time when they just got married. I don't know what exactly he said. Maybe someone can let me know down in the comments what was uttered and what not. But he probably genuinely thought he was defending his wife's honor, and for her to come out and say that he overreacted and that she wishes that it didn't happen, that's crazy. Now, she also went in to say, or they both went in to say reportedly that they both agreed that he overreacted. Now, Will Smith, of course, has already given an apology. He gave an apology on the night that he won the Oscar, minutes after it happened. And then he gave another one to Chris Rock in a written statement. Of course, those apologies ain't really going to fly like they really, they're not going to land the way that he will probably want, because clearly the projects he's working on is on hold. Let me see. I'm trying to figure out if there's anything else in here. It just says that she wishes that he didn't slap her. And then she said that it says another insider alleged that Jada isn't mad at what he did, but she doesn't need protecting. Let me read that again. An insider alleged Pinkett Smith isn't mad at what Will did, but insists, now I'm just throwing my stuff in there, insists she doesn't need protecting. Doesn't that sound like the age-old trope that a lot of these single black women love to use, that think that they're high and mighty, of the whole, I'm strong and independent, I don't need a man for nothing? Now, Jada, you are a whole married woman and have been for the last 2+ decades. You got in that little quote unquote entanglement with August Alsina. People are questioning your parenting abilities, both you and Will for that matter, when it comes to your 2 youngest children, Willow and Jaden. And that red table talk, which is toxic as hell. And a host of other things. And now you have this on your plate. This is not a good look for all parties involved. This actually almost damn near emancipates Chris Rock and elevates him even more. And it practically shows to me that she's kind of, in a way, throwing Will way even more under the bus than he's already been thrown under the bus for the last 2 weeks. You were like his last line of defense. And these words that are reportedly coming from her leaves Will Smith even more wide open for attack. All she had to do was not say anything. Let the dust settle, because now that this has come out, now they're going to have even more stuff to talk about, because a lot of people are trying their hardest to get over this. Some have been gotten over it, but now they're going to pump this out there even more if they care to do so. But since this is such a hot story, you already know what they're about to do. I just wish that she did not say anything. Even if this is what was on her mind, she didn't have to speak it. I don't know what it is with some women who love to always speak their mind. You don't have to say everything that comes to your mind, because a lot of the times it's not even warranted. Yet here we are. You had a lot of people coming to bat for your husband, and to an extent, even for you, considering your past behavior. A lot of people are looking at some people sideways, like, why are you coming to her defense, considering all the stuff that she's said and done? People are saying Will Smith should have been left Jada. A lot of people. Now this is going to give people even more ammunition to say it again and again and again. This guy, I hope Will Smith is seeking some kind of therapy. He needs to be on someone's couch if he isn't already. And it's crazy to think that at one point, from the outside looking in, Will and Jada were seen as the quintessential couple that a lot of people aspired to be. At one point in time, but of course that was before the advent and the advancement of social media. But now that everybody sees the real, they don't want this. They said this is too toxic. Like they said, if this is what real love is supposed to be, then I don't want it. You can keep it. Because it's like for the last couple of years, it seems like the Smiths have just been on a slow decline. And now they've literally hit the point where they are practically about to hit a dead end and almost crash and burn. And it's sad. It's actually really sad to see, honestly. Because a lot of people were trying to, pull for them and, push for them to make it. And I hate that I'm sounding like they're separated, but at one point, weren't they separated? I think the whole time when she was in that quote unquote entanglement, I don't think they were together. I believe they were separated. They weren't divorced, but they weren't living under the same roof. Now, I don't know what roof she was living under, but I'm sure Will could have afforded to live under several roofs that he owns, might I add. It's just wild to me. Jada, like, you should have kept your mouth shut. You really should have, honestly. Maybe, hopefully, this doesn't really pick up steam, because a lot of people are fatigued with the story, and it is what it is. But you should have just not have said anything at all. That's just my take on it. It seems that things just continue to go from bad to worse with this whole situation involving Will and Jada, because now it's like, now people are getting a nosedive into their relationship even more, and it's looking bad for both of them. One, because it seems like Will Smith is not having the strength to want to leave Jada for her antics, because he just doesn't want to get a divorce for whatever reason it may be. And then Jada is just like, it's coming off like she's trying to make this all about her. Like, she has a very narcissistic look or view on a lot of things. Now, here's a video. I'm not going to play it on here because I don't know. I don't know how the copyright thing works. Y'all know how YouTube can be. But by the time y'all see this, y'all probably would have already seen this. But this is a video that they said Will Smith warns Jada, "Don't use me for clout," in a resurfaced video. And basically what it is, and as you can see, this is her Instagram account right here, because you can see her name, where she was recording Will about their therapist coming to the Red Table Talk, I guess, to discuss their relationship. And I'm guessing maybe he was going to be there as well, because I will hope that she doesn't do it without him. And he basically says, "Don't start filming me for clout." That's really what he said in the video. Don't start recording me for clout, because like what are you doing? And you can look in the video, and I always say, look at body language and tone. He clearly looks irritated. He looks annoyed. And then after he says that, she goes back to continue to question him, and he looks even more irritated. Like I said in my live stream, I said Will just needs to go off on his own for about a couple weeks away from his family. Everybody go by himself and just collect himself and come back with a fresh mind. Now, this is a video that was from 2019. This wasn't recent. This wasn't this year. This is 2019 when this video first was made. And it said it resurfaced. Now, I never seen this video. I never knew that this video even existed. But it resurfaced because of everything that's going on right now. And if that didn't make matters worse, check this out. Look at this headline right here. Now, this was posted April 8th, 2022. Jada Pinkett Smith, quote unquote, never wanted to marry Will and cried at quote unquote horrible wedding. That pretty much says it all right there. And basically, like in the video, like in the article, it's stating that she felt like she was pressured to marry him. I believe they said that she was pregnant at the time. I guess she didn't want to have the stigma of being a single mother. So it sounds to me she got married because she got pregnant. And she said she felt it was almost like a shotgun wedding. I believe that's what it's called. Wow. This is really, really sad at the end of the day. This it's crazy because a lot of people were saying, like, Will, like, you need to leave, you need to get out. And I kept saying to people, I said he might need to leave. But at the end of the day, we don't live in his head. We don't live in his home. We don't live in his space, in his realm, in his circle, whatever the case may be. If he wants to leave, he has to want to leave. We could want everything in the world for him as far as, to get away from this woman. But if he doesn't want it, then what can we do? And I think this might be hopefully the last time I speak on this topic, because this right here, it really doesn't make Jada look good at all. But to be honest, she's tarnished her reputation over the years on her own. And that red table talk is a key ingredient to how she was able to do it. But it was also a key ingredient of how it also made Will look bad at the same time. That toxic red table, this is what they should call it. The toxic red table. Because that's exactly what it is, in my honest opinion. This is just, like I said, it's just sad all the way around. The other part of why I believe she married Will Smith is because she saw it as a come up for herself. Granted, Jada was acting in movies at that time, but she wasn't really and wasn't ever on Will Smith's level. She was an actress, but she wasn't a heavily sought out actress. At the time, you know, she had already done like A Different World. If y'all remember this movie called The Inkwell, she was in that. Low Down Dirty Shame. Set It Off was probably one of her most notable roles at the time. And was that movie Woo? And she had that little small part in Scream 2. And spoiler alert for those of you who have never seen it, she died in like the first 10 minutes. And then after she had did all of that, that's around the time when she married Will Smith, because I think they got married in like 98. I think that's when they got married. And Scream 2 came out in 97. And most of those movies that she had did were already done by the time she and Will had got married. Oh yeah, The Nutty Professor as well. But honestly, I think that's the other part of it too. She was looking for a way to come up, or maybe use him as a way to advance her career. But as you can see, that didn't really work that well, to be quite honest. It even got to the point where her own kids, Jaden and Willow, became more known than she was. She just became, I think it probably played in her head that she wanted to be known as Jada Pinkett Smith, you know, the actress. But a lot of people started painting her as Jada Pinkett Smith, Will Smith's wife. Who knows how she probably felt about that, but something tells me she started to latch onto that and got comfortable with it. You know what's so crazy? She would probably be perfect for one of them housewife shows. Honestly. The way she's been carrying on and acting, she would be perfect for those shows, because it is nothing but toxicity over there on every last one of those shows. She would fit and blend right in.